Good morning. It is day 6 and it's a little cloudy and overcast and chilly this morning, but it's supposed to clear out and be beautiful by this afternoon. So hopefully the weather will cooperate. And so the tendonitis or whatever it is in my left leg, it's still sore from yesterday. I'm planning on about 8.6 miles for today. And I'm slack packing again with a light pack. And I'm also going to do a section, instead of the AT, I'm going to do another trail that parallels it called the Iris Trail. And word has it is, it's not quite as rocky, and there's not quite as many ups and downs, so that'll be easier on my leg, and I can, that'll get me to High Point State Park. Then I'm going to have a rough section with a lot of rocks and climbing up and down. So hopefully my legs will be pretty fresh. So I'm going to have about 4 miles on this Iris Trail. So hopefully it's not too wet and marshy. That's the big concern with that section, since it sits down a little bit lower on the mountain. So take it as it comes here, and so I guess we'll see what this trail brings me today. So I'm now on the Iris Trail, and I was really debating back and forth because it's very wet in the low spots today from all the rain, and I wasn't really sure. I knew if I stayed on the AT for the next 3 miles, it would be very rocky and my leg is starting to hurt. But then I was concerned about running into swamps down here, and I was really close to the turnoff, and some guy was just sitting on a rock taking a break, and we started chatting, and I told him, I was thinking about doing this Iris Trail, and he said, oh yeah, I just came up that way, it's fine, there's a couple wet spots, but there's rocks and stuff you can get around. It's like, oh, thank you so much. It's funny how sometimes on this trail things just work out. And I'm down off the ridge now, and it's really a nice soft surface to walk on, and there's all these beautiful ferns. So, all right, next stop is High Point State Park headquarters. First swampy area, looks pretty nasty, but it looks like I can walk around to the left here on these rocks and get around it. So, not bad. Okay, next major mud puddle. Looks like again there's a workaround to the left to avoid all the mud. Here we go. Swamp number 3. This one's pretty major. There's water flowing down into it. But again, looks like left-hand side workaround. So far so good. Alright, just came through there, and this is the trail. It's like a creek, it's flowing. So hopefully I can keep going up the left-hand side here until I get out of this muddy spot. I got a little bit of squelch, but not too bad. Okay, looks like a little uphill coming here. All right, bog number 4 or 5, I've lost count, but I'm pretty sure this is the last one because I only have a mile left. Ooh, this one's pretty gross. But again, it looks like left-hand side might be the ticket. All right. Just had a lunch break at High Point State Park. Really pretty area. It's still a little overcast yet. I thought the sun would be out by now, but it's trying to peek out. This is an interesting trail marker. Neat little pond over there. There was a pair of Canadian geese with 4 little ducklings. So I had a nice relaxing lunch. I have 3.5 miles left, and this is going to be the hardest part of the day. I got an ascent up to the High Point Observation Tower, and then a really long steep descent down to my pickup point. All right, time to start heading uphill. This mountainside is covered in wild blueberry bushes, and they're all budded. See if you can see the little buds there. Yep. They're all budded out and getting ready to burst forth, and then we'll have wild blueberries up here, I'm guessing end of June. And there's a lot of it up here. You could get really waylaid up here picking blueberries and eating them as you're walking along. And I'm sure the bears come up here for it too. All right, this section's been pretty rocky so far, but what a switch from swamp. So keep on keeping on. Well, dang. I feel like I'm back in Pennsylvania. I heard this was a rocky ascent. Wow. Yeah, one step at a time till we get to the top. It looks like it's about to rain. I hope it doesn't. So this is an observation deck platform. Sounds like somebody's up there for High Point Monument. All right, let's go on up and see what the what is. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, nice view.
How do we get there? Do you know?
You can't get. Okay, the view from the High Point observation deck is pretty nice. It's very windy and still kind of cloudy. I guess the sun's not going to come out today after all. But, well, there's the High Point Monument, highest point in New Jersey. And it's dedicated to veterans. And the trail does not go up there, so I won't be hiking up to that. And then just a really nice view out over the countryside here. Okay, making my way down this mountain from the High Point observation deck, and the rocks continue. This is extremely rocky through here. So it's going to slow me down. I'm going to take my time and pick my way through all these rocks. I got about 2 miles to go. I don't know how long that's going to take, but here goes. Well, I wasn't expecting this. Another wet, boggy, muddy, flooded trail area. I thought I was done with that. And this one's really muddy. I got to go all the way up and around to get around that. Ew. All right, I think I've gone through at least a dozen of these today. That's the theme for the day, hiking around the muddy, wet spots. All right, here we go. Every once in a while I come across these long stone walls, and just in the middle of nowhere in the woods. I know we have these in Pennsylvania too. I think they're boundaries of farmers' properties way long time ago. And those farms are not here anymore. There's another one on this side of the trail. And back in the woods, there's piles. Just piles of stones. There's a pile. Definitely man-made. So nice flat level, less rocky track through here before I have to do my big downhill.